Let's move on to England's under-21 Euros triumph. Winning it once is pretty good. Winning it twice, defending it, that's pretty special, isn't it?
It is special, and particularly, I mean, Lee Carsley has done a fantastic job, and he was probably missing about 8 or 9 players who could have been easily in the squad, and probably another 2, 3 more who are eligible, who just simply weren't considered because they're embedded in the senior team, like Jude Bellingham, like Miles Lewis-Skelly, players like that. And he's bonded this team. But look, it's credit to the Football Association because they have built up the player pathway. Gareth Southgate was very heavily involved in that. John McDermott, the technical director, Dan Ashworth, who's now back at the FA. So this is not a complete surprise. England have been working on this. St George's Park is really important. And then you've got this proliferation of talent that's emerging from Premier League and EFL academies. And you see Elliott here, the way he took that goal, and you can see the camaraderie here with Cresswell and Anderson joining in, and Amari Hutchinson scoring the second. And then obviously they equalise as the Germans do. We're so used to it. I mean, we've been 2-0 up in that rather famous final before and then been pegged back to 2-2. But as Alf Ramsey said to them in '66, you won it once, now go out and win it again. And you see Jonathan Rowe plays for Marseille, not always had the best of seasons with them, scores the winner, and they were celebrating. And what has been great, and I've covered about 9 or 10 of these under-21 championships down the years, is that they're very together, they're a very grounded bunch, there are no egos there, and they're terrific players who are absolutely delivering.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, being 2-0 up before being pegged back. And that takes incredible mental strength, doesn't it, to go again, particularly against a side in Germany that actually they'd already lost to in the tournament.
They had, and they lost to without probably their best player, Voltemade, who finished up as top scorer. But what's been interesting with this England team, they've really grown into it. I mean, you look at the teams that they've beaten in the knockout stage. Spain, who everyone fancied to win this tournament. The Dutch are a terrific team. And then obviously the Germans in the final. And each time they've had a moment of adversity, different individuals have stepped up. Obviously, Harvey Elliott, fantastic in the last 2 games. Charlie Cresswell, who probably people didn't know so much about, has been outstanding at the back. What a leader he's been. Elliott Anderson, for me, just fantastic tournament. And if he's not in the England senior squad for the September internationals, then someone needs a quiet word or a fairly noisy word with Thomas Tuchel. He's been outstanding. Tino Livramento, left back, right back, attacking, just outstanding as well. So many positives for England, and huge credit to Lee Carsley and Ashley Cole for the way that, as you say, they handled it at key moments, the way they exuded calm and energy from the touchline, and the players responded.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's focus on Carsley just for a second. He was criticised, wasn't he, for saying that he wanted to go back to the under-21s when in interim charge of England. Do you see him as a future England boss?
I'd see him as a future England candidate. I mean, he did 6 games, 5 of which were excellent. He promoted 8 players, gave them debuts, brought in a lot of energy. You see him here actually with Jolien Lescott in the previous tournament. I mean, he's been fantastic. And I think that sort of slightly brutal at times experience of being interim head coach for the seniors between Southgate and Tuchel, he learned a lot from that. And particularly, don't go into games without your best strikers. And I mean, he actually hasn't had his best strikers out here. Liam Delap's been over with Chelsea, sort of playing these marathon games. So, but he's done fantastically, the way he's juggled his resources. And yeah, coming back to your point, absolutely a contender. I imagine Eddie Howe will be number 1 when Tuchel goes. But Carsley, everything he's done here, and the way that Mark Bullingham, the FA CEO, spoke so effusively about him last night, indicates that absolutely he will be in the frame.
And he has signed a 2-year deal to continue with the under-21s at the start of the month. But after this, do you think that he might receive a few other job offers?
I think he will. I mean, clubs will obviously be interested in him. But, there's some managers who actually suit working with, international teams, and particularly with younger players. And we've also seen in recent years, you look at Scaloni with the Argentinian team. I think he was coaching the under-23, stepped up to the senior team and won the World Cup with them. De La Fuente, as England found out to their cost last summer, he was working with their under-21s and then stepped up to the senior team. So, look, there is very much a pathway within the national associations, which Lee Carsley's got. I think he's cute enough to realise that that's where his strengths lie. Whether he would want the complete sort of media skirmishing and everything and dealing with owners and fans and everything on an intense day-by-day basis with the club, I'm not so sure. Also, he's got a winning formula with the under-21s, and he'll either step up to the seniors or maybe go for the three-peat, as the Americans call it.
Yeah, and I'm going to take it one step further, Henry. You know, Gareth Southgate got his knighthood recently. Do you think we could see a Sir Lee next time around?
I mean, I think he would have to do something with the seniors. But I think the most important thing is talking to the players in the mix zone last night. They all spoke so enthusiastically about him, not simply as a coach and a tactician and someone who sets up really interesting drills on the training ground for them, sets them up well, but as a man. And he's a very impressive, grounded individual. And that embodies this team, strong in adversity, grounded and ready to deliver for their country.